I'm a fan of the star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to The Star We Are.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is The Star We Are, live.
Well, hello.
Hello. Happy
Welcome in,
Wednesday. Yes.
That's a switch up.
I know. I almost wanted to say Tuesday, but my brain
I
told
thought
me
you
better
might.
than that.
Like when we were at the 10-second mark, I was like, I wonder if she's going to say Tuesday. Because we are usually live 6 p.m. on Tuesday. But we switched it up and went Wednesday today because we're so honored and so blessed to announce that the Cowboys Cave, Mike Tagg and Kelly K9 will be joining us shortly in just a little bit. We don't want to hold you guys up or keep your time any further. So if you're with us right now, if you've just joined, make sure you hit that like. Go ahead and smash the like button. Drop you some comments. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Hit that notification bell and share the space out, right? Because we want to get as many people in here before the cave gets in here. It's going to be a great show. Share that space. Sammy, let them know who we are and what we got going.
Well, you kind of just said it. I'm Slammin' Sammy.
I am Landry's Legend.
I am your man, Jimmy J's hair. It is the star we are. Are you?
Are you?
Let us know in the comments. Are you the star? Because we've talked about it, right? Just real quick before we get into the show. I won't hold you up too much, but the star stays. Players come and go, but the star stays in the building. That's what we're a fan of. So let's rock it. Let's get this show going. We've got a lot of stuff to get to today, guys. We've got some updates, which Jimmy will give you really, really quickly here in just a few seconds. Then, of course, after that, Samantha is going to bless us with the news for the week. That's where I get my news, of course, so I hope you stop by every Tuesday normally to go ahead and get your news here as well. And then we're going to coach up the fans, right? Each week, we got to let the fans know where they went right, where they went wrong. We got to coach them up. We got to let them know. They need guidance, okay? It's tough. And then go ahead. What were you going to say, Sam?
I was just going to say, becoming one of my favorite things. I can't wait to see the next week coaching the fans because they do some wild things.
Some fans are crazy. Not Landry and I, though. Not dressing up, not playing cosplay like coaches and going to games. That's not crazy or nothing. That's not it. Hey, thanks for everybody being in the space. We got Cuts in here, Vinny, Falcon, Vince, Seabach. I like the name Culture of Cuts. That's awesome name, Fred. That's really cool. Yeah. Mr. Jones. Make sure y'all get you a cut if you haven't already. Cuts by Jones. When I go full screen right here, let me just show them real quick, guys.
Go ahead.
Damn, this is the bad boy right here. The star we are, this big platinum piece, this Jimmy J name tag. The name tags you'll see in each one of our screens here. Let's do that real quick.
A little backwards.
We got Sammy back there.
Yay.
Boom. We got everybody in the mix. So all those Cuts by Jones, super dope pieces. And then let's move right along. We'll get into the free agents, right? Not GoldenEye 007, but free agent 007. Who is that ace? Who is out there that you guys are dying to have? Stick around and let us know in the chats. We're going to find out who the Caves, free agent 007 is.
We're at dead time right now, but it doesn't last long. We got 4 weeks or so, and the league year opens up, and
motion. We'll start turning. And then we'll have halftime. We'll blow the whistle and take a little halftime, just like our beloved sport does, where we can get you a drink, a little refresher, a little snack. Remind you again to always fan responsibly. And then we got to talk about the Super Bowl. I know it's happened. I know it's old. I know it's been the talk of the last 3 days, and we're not running our show till Wednesday. But you're going to get the Star We Are's take on it. You're going to get a little bit more of the Cowboys Cave take on it, and you're going to get some interesting looks at it. So stick around for that. And the part of the show that's going to hurt to watch hurts to watch, because we've got to talk about what is Jalen Hurts' legacy now. Was it mostly Saquon, who didn't do much in that game? Yada yada. We're gonna get into it.
Is there any debate left between him and Dak?
I think so. Stick around. And then we're going to play a little game with the Cave, in which Samantha may join back with us. She's going to take a break after coaching the fans. She's got some business to handle. She's a busy lady, but she may be jumping back in for Logo No-Go, which is super fun, where Landry is going to play a little game. He's lined it up this week. We have no idea what it is. We're going to guess if there's some real logos there or if it's a no-go, if it's fake. Okay, and he's got some good trickery up his sleeve. So y'all stick around for that. Jimmy will give you the 2-minute drill at the end of the show to wrap everything up. Guys.
40 and slip, the 2-minute spill.
The 2-minute spill, yeah. What did I say? Drill again? It's just so
Freudian slip.
hard.
That's what I'm saying.
I've been saying
Yeah.
2-minute drill for 30 years. I mean, it's sue me. So, but how we feeling today? How we feeling this week before we get into some news?
I'm feeling
Well,
really outstanding about the, getting moving forward here. This running the star we are and everything now makes the off season fly by. It feels like it's football season year round, and I'll save everything else for
I like
Hurts
that.
when we get there because it did.
I like that. That's a good way to think about it because you do
Yeah.
have stuff with everything. That's awesome. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm feeling a little blue. Not only from the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, but that flu. It's hitting real bad in Kansas, and I think it's in me. I gotta run a little bit faster.
Yeah.
We appreciate
which-
you even getting up in here
Yeah,
and get
even
us through the news and
attempting it.
everything. Yeah.
I
Right,
did not
right.
want to miss this. This is like one of the highlights of my week. There was no, I mean, unless I was doing
That's what I'm
something
talking about.
else, I'm not gonna miss this.
Awesome. So y'all heard it. Look, Sam, even with the flu, even feeling sick, is like, look, it's the Star We Are Live. I'm showing up for it. It's time to go. So you gotta love it. So without further ado, guys, we're gonna let her rock it. Slam and Sammy with the news.
Let me put my readers on. They're a little crooked, so I can even see what I'm saying here. So as I just said, I'm not really feeling that good, so don't mind me if my news is a little all over the place. There's quite a few things in such a little amount of time I have to tell you guys about. First things first, one of the things that cracked me up is Nick Sirianni was seen after the Super Bowl saying, "Hey, Kellen, let's run it back." Well, too bad, Nick. Kellen's out of there. No more Eagles. He couldn't stand being in that place no more. So he is now the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Congrats to him. I hope we meet him. That's it. Jalen is celebrating. Saquon is ready for next season. He says it's going to be his best. And A.J. Brown says he needs more. But Dak Prescott thinks we're close to the Eagles level, as you guys have said. So I can't wait to see what happens. The confidence level he has, considering all the coaching changes we have had just in this little amount of time, kind of get my hopes up. Speaking of the coaching changes, Troy Aikman had a little bit of input on it and had an interview and said that he was asked the question, what can running the football effectively do in terms of creating the right identity for the Cowboys? He said, you look at the great offensive teams in the league today, and that's what they are. They are balanced, and they can come at you in a lot of different ways, and that's Brian's background. He said that he thinks that being a running team creates a toughness. It's a mentality that I really think permeates through your entire building. I think it's hard to create a toughness and physicalness to your football team if you are not running a team. So even that excitement from Troy Aikman himself is amazing. I love to hear that from someone who's been there, done it, and knows what we need to get there. Changing the subject on that. One of the other things about the Super Bowl that kind of made me excited is a record was set. Chiefs kind of got belt to booty, as a lot of people are saying, which sucks. But Xavier Worthy, he did set a record with 157 rushing yards during the Super Bowl for a rookie. So that's the record set for rookie. But he is also 5th overall in rushing yards altogether for a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure Jerry Rice is number 1 with 205. I might be wrong on that, but I believe that's right. Now here's my little random spill of news here. Shedeur Sanders, after already visiting with the Titans, said his top 2 visits are the Browns and the Giants. Now, I feel like that's a little setup for failure, but I can't knock on my college QB like that.
I don't know. That sounds crazy. It doesn't sound like his dad would allow either one of those two to happen.
See, that's what I feel like.
Those are both terrible situations, bad economies,
See, and I'm kind of hoping, because from what I read, he has 30 visits set up. So I'm hoping he won't jump the gun on the first 2 and be like, look, I can't be with those 2 franchises. Let me pick something better for me.
Sure.
And Carl, great question. Tag is about 3 minutes out from joining the show, so stick around, brother. He is right around the corner. Go ahead, Sammy.
You're okay. I promise I'm hurrying, y'all. I know you're excited to see them.
No, do your thing.
So wow, talk about Chiefs players. Chiefs and Browns player. Wow, Kadarius Toney. He can't catch passes from the great Patty Mahomes, but can catch a charge. Yikes. Had to put that on here so you don't comment that was funny. Got caught strangling a woman.
Wow.
When he goes downhill, that man is going down. I can't wait to hear what crazy things he has happen next. Okay, so speaking of, well, not Kadarius Toney, but another wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. You know, he was considering retiring after all he's been through in the league, but he got a taste of that Super Bowl field, that Super Bowl playing, and has said that he's not done yet. Now it's whether he's going to sign with the Chiefs yet is unknown, but I have read multiple sources say that he might go back to the Texans, and play with DeMeco Ryans. I think it'd be kind of cool to finish his career with the Texans, considering he spent, some time there, and that'd be cool for him. But I just hope they can get him farther. I don't want them to go to the Super Bowl, but I hope he can get them back to what feels right for him. Another thing that I read today that was kind of crazy, kind of cool. 49ers owner says that they are locked in on Purdy for a long time and said they'll pretty much do whatever it takes to keep him on their squad. So if that's not faith in a quarterback, I don't know what is. Another thing I read today that I'm sure a lot of people know, it's from a couple days ago. We hired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey to be the passing game specialist. So I think that's one of the last hires we need, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last thing I have on here is that Dak Prescott, we've been kind of worried about him because tearing your hamstring off the bone is pretty rough. That's something I don't ever want to imagine feeling in my whole entire life. But it's been 12 weeks since he has had surgery, and he says he's really looking to amp it up, and he says we'll be fine. So that's the news I have for you today. Hopefully I brought some more positivity going on, and voila.
Right. Well, we appreciate you, Sammy. That's super cool for you to stick around sick with the flu, deliver the news like that. We that's love. That's hard work. That's a teammate right there.
Sounds like that saying he'll be ready for training camp.
Yeah.
That is a fact. We got people spitting facts in chat, y'all. 5 is greater than 2. It always has been, always will be. So I believe we've got both our guests backstage, so we don't want to wait. We're going to coach up the fans, but we're going to bring them in to do it. So, Coach, if you got that splash screen, I'll run a little music because I can't wait to get these guys in here. It's the Cowboys Cave. Let's do this thing. What's up, guys?
What's happening, man? What's going on, Sammy? Great job. Great job as always.
Thank you.
Awesome. Make sure when you say Ken Dorsey, you always got to represent the U.
Represent
Okay,
the U.
I will make sure to
He
remember
got us
that.
a national championship.
So I actually set a timer, guys, on the side to see how long it would be until Mike brought up the U. We made it a total 7 seconds.
Ken Dorsey is spectacularly accurate while he was at Miami.
Yes.
Can't explain the pro career.
Well, he had Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne, Santana Moss. He had
He had some
Gore.
receivers.
We had Willis McGahee and Clinton Portis were the 3 running backs in one season. So he had a lot of help.
Who let Jerry up in here? Jones, is that you? Is that you down there?
Is he behind me? Is he back here?
All right. Well, man, listen, again, just real quick, we appreciate you guys jumping in. We know everybody's schedule is real busy, even though it's the off season. And so we've got Mike Tagg and Kelly Kane out in the building. That's going to be a fun show. We want to get through it and keep it entertaining and keep it excited. So, guys, y'all are going to join us for our 3rd installment of Coaching the Fans, where Coach and I like to tell some fans out there, we got some media, where they went right, where they went wrong, and you guys can help us coach them up this week, okay? So let's get right into it. Let's see what we've got first here. So I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about it. We've got this voodoo lady, okay?
Oh, my God.
So just, you guys, give me your thoughts. Is this appropriate, inappropriate? What do we got here? Is this a responsible way to fan? I got to know. I need y'all's take.
Go ahead, Kelly.
You know, I don't know if I've ever seen a voodoo doll at a game before, but I mean, I'm not gonna throw a flag on the play, man. Whatever your weird superstition is. I mean, I do weird shit. I don't. You know, I have a jersey on that I don't wash if they're winning. You know, I don't wash it. So if the Cowboys ever went on like a 15-game win streak, that jersey be pretty rank towards the end of the 15 games. But you know, I thought it was pretty funny, and you know, hey, she's down there in New Orleans, so what better city to do it in than the city of voodoo? So.
I mean, she's wearing the green. She's holding little Mahomes. He had probably not only the worst Super Bowl the quarterbacks had in a long time, maybe one of his worst games, one of his worst 3.5 quarters of football he's ever played. I don't know who this lady is, but if you know, if you're on her good side, good for you. If not, you know, I don't know what else to say.
I doubt her superstition is what got it done. But like you said, Pat Mahomes sure didn't play well. So
I hope
something happened. Something happened. So yeah, I got no issues with it. Whatever gets the job done, and it got the job done for the Eagles. So in her mind, anyway.
We've seen the commercials where you flip the sign the other way. Everybody's got their superstition. So next on the list, we've got, I don't know if you guys know this guy. We've got the shoe here. Have you guys heard of this guy? So we'll give it a little audio. He's gonna bang his shoe for the Chiefs. Now, you can tell this is not the Super Bowl game, right? This is obviously a different clip. But what's interesting about this is that this guy was nowhere to be seen during the Super Bowl. So not only did they have Voodoo Lady, they had this fan, you know, fanning responsible as he could, banging his shoe, doing his part, nowhere to be seen. So did the Voodoo Lady get a hold of him? That's my question. That's what I want to know. So what do you guys think? Is this another way to fan responsibly or irresponsibly? Let me hear what you got to say.
Well, the only thing I'll say, this is reminiscent of Jimmy D at a Marlins Yankees game, banging the seat and then passing out, and I guess something hit a fan, and the fan thought it was Jimmy, and the fan proceeded to come up and try and knock Jimmy out, where my brother had to intervene. He saw what happened, he was going to hit him, and threw him into the seat, and they were tussling down, and my brother ended up getting thrown out. So I don't know if that's a good way to fan, because I think trouble could be coming your way if you annoy somebody.
That's right. Yeah, we all seen the recent Mavs post, you know, where somebody got kicked out just for yelling, "Let's fire the GM." So if you're banging on their equipment, you might be right, Mike. That'll get you away.
He's getting away with it in a sea full of Chiefs fans, but maybe not at the Super Bowl.
So we'll probably all agree irresponsibly here. Sam, you in agreement? So do you think is this you at Chiefs games when you go?
No. So actually, I'm just gonna say right here, I've never been to a Chiefs game. I would prefer the nice, comfortable dome of AT&T.
Beautiful.
Don't plan on going there. But so I think that voodoo's weird, but a shoe, I think that's strange.
I just like the custom jersey. You're really committing with the custom jersey.
Look at the jersey there. But, I mean, that thing is loaded.
I don't know if it's responsible or irresponsible. I just think it's I don't know. I'm gonna go with what I just said. I'm gonna call it strange. I don't know.
Weird, yeah.
That's a good word.
I agree. It's a little weird. You know, I think as long as he's not doing it on the person's chair in front of him, it's probably not a bad. At least he's banging his own chair. If he's banging the person in front of him that's wearing a Jackson jersey, that looks like a Jackson jersey. Lamar in front of him, he might be getting.
That's a good point.
For that. So
that's a good.
At least he's doing it on his own chair.
Right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. And so we got to, we're going to get into some Phillies fans here. And we had to end on a lighter note because we know most Philly fans fan irresponsibly. All right. So we wanted to bring some light to the show. We wanted to bring some happiness. So we've got a fan here and he's just having a good time, swinging his boy around. They're happy they won the Super Bowl. This is how you fan responsibly. You get excited. You're not beating on somebody's equipment. You're not doing voodoo, trying to trick somebody, trying to jinx somebody's life. You're just having a good time that your team won the Super Bowl. So this is how you fan responsibly. We wanted to end on a light note. So
yeah, I would love to spin my son around while winning the Super Bowl. After winning. The
Super Bowl. Joke.
I just want to say, when you said bring some light into this, the reason I rolled my eyes is I thought you were going to show those Philly fans knocking the light down in Philadelphia. I was about to say that is not responsible.
That's good. So we're going to have to get you lining up next week's show because that was a great idea.
And I would say probably Kelly can agree with me. A little jealous of this video because I think Kelly and I would have loved to do this with our kids, at a certain age. But now they'd be spinning us around.
That's
like that, they win the Super Bowl. So we missed
and that's
that
what I'm saying.
opportunity.
I probably have 2-3 years left. They better get it done soon, or he'll be too big for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
joke. Let's see. All right, so that's this week's installment of Coaching the Fans. It was fun. We like to, last couple of weeks, we saw some people try to kick field goals, try to, run some 40-yard dashes. It was fun. Let me just tell you, they failed. Average Joes are not your average pros. We'll just say that. So Sam, we'll let you get some relief. If you want to join us again for Logo No Go, feel free to just jump on in the stage and we'll bring you in.
That's one of my other favorite segments. I'll be back.
Oh, looks.
No,
Seen a little
We
freeze
already
up.
lost sort of
I already lost her. So
time, maybe.
I was gonna say, everybody, here watching, make sure you hit the like if you haven't already for Sam. There she is. Looks like she caught back up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe, turn your notifications so you can catch her news every week. Sam, we'll catch up with you.
Sounds good.
All right. Again, guys, thanks for hanging out. We got the Cowboys Cave in the building with the Star We Are live. We're gonna get right through this show. We're gonna talk some ball, guys. We're gonna talk a little football here. Coach, what's our next segment? What we got coming up? I believe we're gonna talk. Is it free agents?
We're going to get some quick opinions, some general opinions on free agency. Yes, sir.
Oh.
It's just a quick glimpse. I know there's a lot to talk about this long off season. Who people that we're going to sign, and we can touch a little bit on our own free agents after we get past. Jerry doesn't typically spend this, that, the other, but who's the target free agent? Is there something that stands out? Some position you would rather attack in free agency rather than the draft? Your number one free agent at this point in time.
Yeah. The ace, the big dog.
Kelly,
if you want to kick us off, go ahead, brother. You got an ace out there. Who's your free agent 007?
I don't know because with Jerry, I don't really know how he does with he's never really a guy that signs the big guys, but I kind of like Nick Bolton, the linebacker from Kansas City. And I say that because I feel like we've got a young linebacker and Leah Fowl that's going to be out there. Obviously Overshown's not going to be out there this year. More than likely won't play this entire season. But I think that I kind of feel like that adding a linebacker to this, to this crew like Nick Bolton would be a boost to the defense a little bit. So that's kind of my guy I've been looking at as far as a free agent, because I know Jerry's not going to spend the big money on getting a guy. If I really out of my way, I wouldn't mind seeing T. Higgins added to this roster as a number 2 wide receiver, but I don't think Jerry's going to spend that kind of money. I think he's going to look in the draft to address that wide receiver spot.
Well, I think that's great. I think Kelly gave us 2 answers, because I'm pretty sure if Sam were still here, T. Higgins would have been hers. As I'm putting this graphic together, mine's on there. Greenlaw's sitting there, and like you said, spending probably not going to happen. I'm just fantasizing at this point. My free agent 007, that would change the game. I'm still in the linebacker room with you, but I need to go get an established one.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us really expect Jerry to too much spend, and this can kind of be a dream scenario. If it was your checkbook, Mike Tagg, who's your free agent ace out there?
I mean, to me, it's just meat and potatoes, man. I want offensive line, defensive line, linebackers to be addressed in free agency, and I need playmakers in the draft. So if they do what they need to do in free agency, and that's a big if, right? And that's what we're all hoping for, that maybe Jerry's finally waking up, because you're seeing what's going on, obviously, with the Eagles winning the Super Bowl in Washington. The Cowboys better step up. My man Cam Ward might be going to the Giants. I mean, this division is going to get even more heated. But I think they've got to get the meat and potatoes. Doesn't have to be. We know Jerry. They're not going to spend top dollar. I'm going for the interior of the offense and defensive line, linebacker, and give me some playmakers in the draft.
And hey, we just got to give a quick. Yeah, you might have stole my answer, Mike, but I'm okay with it. But I'm okay with it. We got our very first super chat ever for the Star We Are Live. So that is outstanding. Let me get some applause here. We want to appreciate you, Mark. Yeah,
soundboard's still getting built.
There we go. Hey, appreciate that, Mark, stopping by, showing some love. And he says, we have an opportunity to get the best wide receiver and a serious running back upgrade in round 2 and have enough cash for a really good free agent defensive tackle and a 3rd round offensive line depth starter. It looks like you've done your homework, Mark, and have kind of a game plan. They need to get you up in there because you've got your mindset and exactly what you want. Everybody likes a person who knows what they want. So appreciate the super chat and appreciate the comment
very much.
And Landry, did you say you had?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm on the screen. I'm on Greenlaw.
Greenlaw. Okay. Yeah. No, I think,
and for all reasons, right? The lack of overshown for half the season, and boy, if you did make some kind of signing like that, or even the signing he's talking about, when you get overshown back, you feel like you have some linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, I think Mike took my guys, stole my answer, so I'm good with that. Want to keep the show running. We'll get into the next segment. So, and let us know, guys, in the comments. Everybody who's with us, again, we really appreciate it. Share the live, get it out there. Make sure you have that subscription button hit a like button if you haven't already. Turn on the notifications. Again, it's always a pleasure to have the Cowboys Cave jumping in. So just real quick, we'll give you guys a couple of the Star We Are updates that we have coming up. Make sure you look out for the double jersey raffle that we have coming up toward the end of the offseason. We're going to have some signed Aikman gear, some signed Emmitt Smith gear, or not Aikman, I'm so sorry, Irvin gear, some signed Irvin gear, some signed Emmitt Smith gear. And we're going to be raising some money for charity. Once again, a winner will get some signed memorabilia, some cash. We're going to be sending people to games again this season. Just make sure you stick around for all the stuff that Star Wars does. And a really big one, a really important one, and I'm glad to bring it up because we've got 2 guys that say they're in and they want to join. We have got a Cowboys content creator fantasy football league kicking off. And it's going to be to raise some money for charity at the same time with 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place, obviously winning some super cool prizes. So keep an eye out for that. That's the biggest update we got. I can't wait to play some fantasy football this season. Landry and I took last season off. So this season, getting to play against some content creators, a Cowboys player. What's that? A Cowboys player. Maybe some other members of the Cowboys organization are going to jump in. We're going to make it as big as possible, raise some money for some good things. And yeah, Coach, I believe that's our updates for the week. So stay on the lookout and remember to always fan responsibly. Oh, appreciate that. There we go. Perfect. All right, and we got. Let's see. Remember, we'll get through these comments here. Remember, we have. We do. Can't forget that. We've got
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing Tecmo Bowl right now. Forget
I'm
Matt.
just reading comments.
Yeah, Kyle Robinson said you just want to see Cowboys Super Bowl appearances and not on Madden Fire Jerry. That's hilarious. Mark, again, thanks for another super chat. He said, did Overshown blow out the same knee? Was it the same one that he hurt?
No, it's the other knee. It's the other knee. It's the opposite knee.
Okay. All right, every Cowboy see this.
All right, Coach, we're going to go right into it. We have
that is lighting it up. We are.
The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl's been talked about, and we're going to touch on maybe some of the lighter parts of it, but the more of the fallout from the Super Bowl.
Sure, yeah, and we'll run a little media here.
Yeah,
we do. We've got a little media here, and so this is kind of got to be the Super Bowl in chronological order. We'll get it started over here, and so, guys, you can kind of give us your take. What did you see? We've got such speculations like DeAndre Hopkins not catching a ball intentionally with his right arm going stiff and looking like he just was paid to not catch the ball. We hear that kind of stuff. Did you hate the Super Bowl? You don't have, the halftime show, you don't have to talk about it if you want. Was this game even entertaining? Just kind of, Mike, we'll start with you. What were some of your least favorite parts of this Super Bowl and overall take from it?
My favorite part was the national anthem, and then it went downhill from there. Honestly, this was the first Super Bowl I actually went to bed, and I'm not that old, but it was just boring. Give credit to Philadelphia. If there's one thing that you have to give them the props for, their defense and that defensive front just annihilated the Chiefs. That defense wins championships. You've seen what they did in the draft, but more importantly, you saw what they did in free agency, picking up some key guys like we talked about, some of the meat and potato guys, but they hit on their drafts and they beat the hell out of them. And I think the Brady Mahomes, I know, Kelly, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I think the Brady Mahomes talk's over, and I was one of those guys on the fence with it, but and I didn't watch the halftime show. I drove home from where I was at, so I missed that. So I have no comment. My son is a Drake fan, so he didn't like it. So I guess I'll go with him.
That's fair. That's fair. Kelly, what was your overall take on Super Bowl, LIX here?
I mean, obviously, it's reliving my worst nightmare from 2017. Man, I hate the Eagles with a passion. But at the same time, obviously, at this point, there's not really much that I can take away and try to, after it was over, I didn't try to throw any shade and say that it was luck or that it was, anything was rigged or anything was unfair. That's what a complete team looks like, dominant on both sides of the ball. And that's what, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't envious of the way that their ownership group, Jeffrey Lurie and them, how they approach building a team, because we don't have that in our GM, Jerry Jones. And, I don't really know if anything will change. I'd like to say that it would, but I mean, the Giants have won a couple of Super Bowls since last time we did. The Eagles now have won 2. I mean, and nothing's changed. Nothing's made Jerry changes, the way that he runs things with those wins. So it's very discouraging, because you see that the blueprint is out there on how to, to build your team. And you need to do it through both the draft and free agency. And I mean, if I'm being honest, what makes me the most sick about it is watching that Super Bowl performance, with the Eagles, and thinking about how young the core of that team is. That offensive line is great. They got a lot. They got still some young talent. That defensive line is young. That secondary with Cooper DeJean is young. Kenyon Mitchell was, they're full of young elite talent. Saquon Barkley is still a pretty young running back. I mean, they're set up to be honest. To be honest with you, I think they should be the early Super Bowl favorites going into next year. So enough about pumping them up though, because but it's saying what's true, man. I mean, I can't sit there and act like I didn't see what I saw during that Super Bowl game. As far as the halftime show, man, I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan, but I think that live rap performances are always just not as good as listening in your stereo.
I said it. Yep.
It's nothing against Kendrick Lamar. I just kind of wish that they would bring back like actual like musicians versus rap, just because I don't think the rap comes across as well as it does while I'm bumping it in my car. It just doesn't. I've been to rap concerts, and I thought the same thing when I'm at the concerts. These are people that I'm paying money to see, but I've just been like less than impressed. So I wasn't a huge fan of the show. It wasn't for any reasons as far as like anything that some people were saying, as far as like whatever messages that were getting sent in that had nothing to do with that. Just think live rap is not the greatest. And then, in terms of looking forward as far as after the Super Bowl, as terms of the fallout or anything with the Cowboys, man, I feel like that it's got to make the Dallas Cowboys players, I feel like they're a lot hungrier. I feel like they're hungry seeing their division rival do this, but hunger doesn't really mean anything if your GM is not about business. And if Jerry Jones doesn't do something in the next few months in terms of addressing some things in free agency, none of that's going to really mean anything. They have to change the way that they've been doing it. They cannot keep doing it the same way they've been doing it and expect different results. So just hoping
that is the definition of insanity, my friend.
Yeah, it is. And, but yet as Cowboys fans, we've seen the same approach really every single offseason. You go out and you kick the tires on some of these, veteran retreads that have been on 3-4 teams, former first round pick that maybe they can get to play, maybe he can be a contributor. And it's just, they're not going out and saying, hey, you know what, we want to get an impact guy like how the Eagles did when they went out and got Saquon Barkley. They had 2 playmaking wide receivers at the same time. Swift was not bad last year, but they decided, you know what, we want to go over the top. Let's get somebody that's even better than Swift, and let's get a guy that's going. I mean, they literally got carried by Saquon Barkley, that offense, to the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying anything bad. That's not saying anything bad about anybody else. But I mean, that addition, without Saquon Barkley, they don't win that Super Bowl. They don't even get to the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Well,
so
that's what makes an MVP for me, which I thought.
And that's what I was going to say.
won.
Kelly and Mike said a lot about it. So my quick points would have been Saquon carries them to the Super Bowl, and then they win the Super Bowl without him. They win the Super Bowl with Georgia DTs, and Vic Fangio's the best defensive coordinator in football.
That
Can't
sums it
debate
up. I
it.
mean, no, it's hard to debate. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to, but you might be debating with a wall. Dak is delusional. This guy, Bobby says. Um, yeah, I think as far as the halftime show goes, I'm kind of with a lot of other people. When you get because a lot of these fans, super fans of these artists, they might go, "Oh, I want to go to the Super Bowl this year. I like football, but I don't usually pay for a Super Bowl, but I will because my artist is there, right?" And this is a moment that you get to shine. This is like I get the Super Bowl performance. Let me show the world who I am, what my artistry is, what I'm going to do. And a lot of people, and I kind of tend to agree, he made it about dissing Drake. He made it about Drake. You took the you out of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was supposed to be about Kendrick Lamar's ability to rap and perform and ignite an audience and really captivate you. And he made it. It felt like a big diss, felt like a big cultural diss, and so it was kind of a letdown. Not saying that his songs weren't good or whatever. You can be a fan of them. It didn't feel great. And I think I got to correct myself because I don't even know if we're set up to receive super chats. I think that might have been somebody from the Cage side super chatting them. Either way, great job. Appreciate you stopping by and showing them love and support because we didn't send them anything to join the show. They did it out of the love of their heart. So if that was love for them, we definitely appreciate that as well. I'm not sure if we even set up for the super chat yet. So what did Cement say? 133.7 million views though. Yeah. And that's kind of what I mean. People are going to tune in. And when they're going to tune into the tune of that, it kind of hurt that he felt like he made it about dissing another guy. So, as far as the game goes,
good. And the NFL's got to hate it, right? The NFL doesn't want that. The advertisers probably don't want Mike Tagg going to sleep in the fourth quarter. That's
build an offensive line that can do something about it because the game was won by 4 players from the Eagles defense. They disrupted the game so much so early. I mean, we seen one segment of the media that we had running there. The first possession out of halftime for the Chiefs was sack, and Mahomes running for his life for a 4-yard gain on 3rd and 17.
When they had to have
I mean, that was the whole first half if you go watch it. This game was won by, again, Fangio and 4 players up front. And so real quick, before we get into our logo no-go game, we've got to talk a little bit about it. It hurts to watch the Eagles win a Super Bowl. Obviously, this is their second one. We had some facts in the chat early on. Somebody said 5 is still greater than 2, which that is a true statement. 5 rings is still greater than 2, but it's a what have you done for me lately league, and 30 years ain't very lately. So,
and it's 3 appearances also.
100%. And so how much does it hurt on a scale of, bad to freaking worse? Where was this Cowboys season for you guys? How much does this season hurt? Because we know we've all been fans for a long time. And so, Mike, we'll start with you. Rank it amongst Cowboys season that you've despised and just kind of disgusted you.
I mean, it's really hard to put the ultimate ranking on it because last season, the season before, we were 12-5, but the loss to the Packers was the most disappointing loss I think I've ever had as a Cowboys fan. This season, with all the injuries, I mean, it kind of got to a point to where let me just get through this year and get it over with, and let's just move on to the next year because anything that could go wrong went wrong with this team. From the very beginning, with obviously not extending McCarthy or not moving on from McCarthy, having all these coaches on a 1-year deal, not doing anything in free agency, getting 1 year. I mean, you basically you set the team up from failure before the season even started. You didn't address the running back situation. You didn't draft one. You didn't do anything. So, it was more of a disappointment of ownership than the players, because I'll tell you how this team won 7 games and really was a couple weird plays from being a team that might sneak into the playoffs is beyond me. So I have no disappointment in the players. My disappointment is from the owner down to the general manager, which seems to be the same guy, and everybody in between. It is not with the coaches, and it sure the hell isn't with the players. So, I mean, I don't know if that answers it, but that's that's how I feel.
Hey, Kelly, 2 appearances and a Super Bowl victory. Is it other things? Is it the defense? Is it the addition of Saquon? Is Hurts better than Dak? Definitively.
Well, I mean, Hurts is a Super Bowl champion, right? So, and he's a Super Bowl MVP, which Dak can't put next to his name right now. It's hard for me to make that argument, but when I watched the 2 quarterbacks play, I feel like Dak is the more polished passer. I feel like he's the better passer. I still feel like that if you put that kind of team around Dak Prescott, I think he wins. I think he win a Super Bowl.
That's the real question. If Dak was their quarterback this year, would they have won it?
Correct. Well, and here's the thing, and I'm not, Eagles fans will take this as a knock on Hurts, but I don't really care what they think. I think that there's probably 10 to 12 quarterbacks in this league that you could put on that team that would have won the Super Bowl this year.
At a roster.
And that's not a knock on Hurts. That's, if anything, that's a hats off to the way that they built that roster. So I think that Hurts is the better quarterback, or that Dak is the better quarterback. I think what Hurts brings that Dak doesn't is the mobility, the ability to run. But I think when you talk about dropping back and throwing the ball, 20 to 5 to 30 times a game. Look, the Eagles' game plan this year was to take the ball out of Hurts' hands, and that was evident from game one. They did not want him to be throwing the ball. I mean, if Dak was on that Eagles team, you're talking about Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown would have had probably 1,300 yards apiece. Instead, they were, I think around 800, 900 yards for those guys, something like that. So, look, I mean, Dak's the better passer, and the numbers don't lie. You can go back and you can look at it. He's the better passer. People want to talk about what he has or hasn't done in the playoffs. I mean, he's had a couple of bad games in the playoffs, but you know what? If you look at this, the Cowboys team as a whole, they have had bad games in the playoffs. I mean, look at the defense and the ability to get any turnovers in their playoff games. Look at them not able to get pressure on quarterbacks in the game and get sacks in the game. Look at the offense not being able to run the football in these playoff games. You are not going to win if the rest of your team doesn't show up. I don't care what anybody says. There's not ever been one team where the quarterback is the only one that's out there playing lights out, and then that team goes on to win. It just don't happen. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game. I mean, that can be the debate between the Brady and the Mahomes thing, but he's one of the greatest quarterbacks. He is the best quarterback in the league right now, but the rest of his team didn't show up. You are having drops from his receivers. You're having drops from Kelsey. You were having guys that weren't making plays. His offensive line was just getting bullied around. And because of that, they lost that game. It's a team sport. It's the ultimate team sport. So, but yeah, to answer that question, I truly do believe that Dak is better than Hurts. I just think that at this point right now, though, the accolades that Hurts has, Dak don't have them. So until Dak can get those, that'll be something that Eagles fans and then the rest of the people that are Hurts fans can hold over Cowboys and Dak Prescott fans, that you can hold it over their heads.
That was a little unexpected, but I love to hear it.
Yeah, we'll have some people, with this mentality here, and listen, it's fair to say Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls. We get it. Dak hasn't been out of the first round. He has been out of the first round, hasn't been out of the second. But you got a lot of what Kelly alluded to. Look at the Eagles' defense this year. They led the postseason in takeaways. And then what Mike was talking about last year against Green Bay, we didn't take away the ball once. We gave it away a bunch, by fumbles and stuff like that. It wasn't even necessarily Dak's fault. And so there's
well, I mean, are you taking Joe Flacco over Dan Marino or Phillip Rivers? I mean, are you taking Brad Johnson? I love Brad Johnson. Love me some Brad Johnson. But are you taking him over Dan Marino and Jim Kelly? Quarterback, to rank them by their Super Bowls, it's hard, but that's the way it is. So if you're going by Super Bowls, I mean, I get it. That's the way it is. But, I don't think Hurts is going to go down I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL today. No, you know what I mean? So, and it's not a knock on him. It's a team game, and he played well, but his defense was phenomenal. I don't think Eli Manning's that good. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, and I think he's overrated. But damn it, in those 2 Super Bowls, those defenses showed up and showed out. And I mean, that makes a difference. Makes a difference.
And here's where, and Carl, we can understand better passing doesn't mean better quarterback. I think what we're trying to say is because if the question was Hurts a better quarterback for the system Philly was running than Dak was a quarterback for the system he had been given under McCarthy, Kellen Moore, we can argue that. Is Dak a better player at the position of quarterback? I don't know if that one's very arguable. So that's kind of where that can be tossed around. So there it is. You know, you can give us your opinions in the comments, and you guys kind of have been. And again, appreciate everybody showing up, showing the love. Hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. We're gonna have a little fun, guys, for the last little segment of this show. Landry has a game lined up for us. I think it's our second time playing it, so it's gonna be logo or no go. So it's real simple, and we'll bring Sammy back for this. She looks like she joined back up. So
first
just
one up
real
and give a
simple.
little extra time.
We'll get the first one up. Yeah, and she's here. We'll go ahead and bring her in. You're going to just guess if it's a logo or if it's not. Landry already has the first one pulled up here where we can keep score. You can kind of tally it to the side if anybody's got a pen, or if chat wants to keep score for us, that'd be great. I'll keep it over here on the sky. I've got us who is right and who is wrong. So I think he has 8 to 10 of them lined up. And so we'll start. We'll just go in order here. We'll put Landry down here. And so we'll go in order. Let me switch this around. Let me get the order of the game.
Right. And more specifically, not whether it's just a
There we
logo, but whether it's a logo of an actual sports team, an actual sports franchise.
Right. So, Sammy, you're up. If you unmute that mic of yours, we would love to hear if you think this is a logo or not. And chat, feel free to play along.
I like it. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
We can now.
Okay. I like it, but it kind of seems too good to be true. So I'm going to go with not a logo.
No go. Mike Tag?
I like it too, but I think it's no go.
Okay. K9.
Now, is this a logo from any? Is it an amateur, professional,
be.
high school?
Not high school, but
Not
Yeah,
high
we
school,
don't do
but it
professional.
could be an amateur team. Man, that does look pretty good. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna go the other way and say yeah. I feel like that's like a soccer team or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
And that's another thing. Yeah, guesses on what it might be as well. Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like because it says Texas Legends, he tried to put too much into the logo to make it. I'm with Mike and Sammy. It feels a little too real. I'm going to go no go on this one as well. And we've got a bunch of answers in the chat. Landry, go ahead. Feel free to reveal.
Oh,
Wow.
It
Oh,
is
that.
a logo.
I left it.
Mavericks
out there.
minor league team. Wow.
Can I
Texas
ask,
Legends basketball. I'm supposed to
are they
reveal that part.
good? Are they Texas Legends? I just want to know.
No, doubtful.
Well, 3 of the
I don't
4
know.
of us didn't know they were even real. So
I went
I
through a
guess
lot
that
of.
proves the point.
Yeah, I went through a lot looking this stuff up. I did see some standings and so forth, and I had it, and I had a name too on the mascot. But yeah, my minor league team for the Mavericks basketball there. All right.
Okay, well.
Number 2, logo or no go. Real basic. I can make this in 5 minutes.
You know, I hate this because I feel like every time I think it's a no-go, it's a logo, but I'm still going to go with no-go.
Yeah, I think it almost looks like the Seattle Super High, like Supersonics, the old. But I'm going to say no go. I think the Axe thing just is too generic.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree on that one. I'm gonna say that's not a logo.
Coach.
So Kelly was the only one with a point in round 1, correctly? Or correct? Right. And the 3 of you have said no go so far?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to end up the only one with a point this round because I actually happen to know this logo. And the reason I know this logo is because they actually have a pretty famous mascot. Did you please tell me you got a picture of the mascot or something?
You tell me who it is, since you know.
I believe it's a soccer team, and their mascot is a guy who saws logs. Joey Logsaw or something.
Boom! It is the Portland
Cringy.
And I've seen this guy before. This guy saws logs during soccer games. That's why I knew about that. So
I feel like sawing logs is sleeping, so it must be pretty boring.
That is one of the most basic logos I've ever seen in my life.
MLS team, the Portland Tenders, and that's an MLS team, right? Not even a minor league or something like that.
Team from the mountains.
Who is this? Is this Sammy? Is this
could have had Cuts in here instead of me? I've gotten everything wrong.
Is this
That's kind of how I'm feeling.
Yeah, Cuts is winning, by the way.
What's this, Sam? Is this the FC Swordsman?
I don't know. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna be wrong again, and I feel like I'm very repetitive, but I'm gonna be right eventually. I'm gonna say you could easily put an F and a C on there. I'm still gonna go with no go.
No go.
It's got to be. This has to be no go. It looks like something the 10-year-old made. If I'm wrong, yeah, I need to get into graphic design.
I'm going to stick in too, say no go. It almost kind of reminds me of the Tennessee Titans, though, a little bit for some reason. I don't know why, but a little Tennessee Titanish. But
so I'm going to try to steal another point here because you guys all said no go and go logo because he left the first one like a little too obvious, and it was. So FC is usually football club. That looks pretty legit. Landry, if you made that, I'm pretty impressed.
Oh, yeah.
No go.
Finally off the schneid.
I show you. That's just the FC swordsman that I made up.
Kelly goes to 2, and that puts Sammy, Tag, and myself all at 1. We've got a lead so far. By
Finally, on the board.
Oh, what
Go
is
a little
this?
variation. This is a logo that I removed some things from.
So I'm gonna.
It looks like an A. Is that a letter A? I see
Silhouette.
a hand pointing.
I'm gonna go with. God, I don't know. I'm just gonna guess and say logo. I don't know. Yeah, probably wrong, but I'm going logo.
I can't make it out, but I'm just gonna stick with no go.
No go. I may have
yeah,
taken too much
I'm gonna say no, and if it is, I never wear that ugly ass shit.
I don't. So it's round. Most usually basketball themed logos. I'm gonna have to say he snuck another, minor league basketball team in here. I'm gonna guess logo. What it looks like it has words. I can't wait to see what it is. What is this?
Yeah, definitely worth. I may have taken too much out of it. It is a no go, but it's a hilarious. It's a hilarious. The Philadelphia Jabronis.
I like that.
I feel like one for getting it wrong. By the way,
I feel like that could be the official mascot of some of these Philadelphia fans in the chat.
Yeah. That's a real logo, Landry. That's exactly what that is. Oh, what is this?
Okay. God, I'm so bad at this. I don't know why I wanted to come back. I'm gonna go with logo. I don't know what team, but it seems kind of legit.
That is a minor league baseball team. That's a logo, 100%.
Yeah, I say logo as well. That looks legit. I can see that.
Okay,
Coach.
Yeah, it might seem too confident. I'm just gonna have to go with Tag on this one. I'll go logo as well.
All 4 logos have to step up the design skills so they look all the way professional. That is a minor league baseball team.
That was one of my son's minor league teams. That's why I knew damn well that had to be it. But he played little league. That was one of his teams.
Hartford Yard Goats. Huh?
The Yard Goats. Did you know who it was, Mike, or it didn't come?
No. And it was funny. We played against them, and they brought. They had a mascot goat they bring to the game. I'll never forget that one.
We got another generic. What looks to be basketball team.
I converted mine to digital, Bobby.
I just watch it on NFL Network. I don't even need it. It's on there. And hey, Kelly, we take all day to watch our. When they do that America's game or team or whatever. Yeah. It takes us all day. We can't watch it during a little longer than a lunch break now. A little bit longer than a lunch break.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, couple more, Sam. What looks to be a pretty generic basketball logo?
Oh no, I don't know a lot about Mavericks, but it kind of seems Mavericks to me. Now I know it's not them, but I'm gonna say it's a logo.
We already had the logo. We already had the Mavericks.
I think it could be a Orlando Magic. Maybe you did it in my honor in Florida. So something with maybe the Magic. I'm gonna say logo.
Logo.
I mean, that does look pretty legit to me. I'm going to say logo too.
Oh.
I'm going to go with my guy Cuts because I think he's right on every one so far. So I'm going to try to get another point here. And I'll go no-go with my guy Cuts.
It's a logo, yeah. Mike on the money with the Osceola magic.
That's the magic going on to it. That's what I thought.
I think that's
So we were at
their match. Forgot their mascot's name too.
How many we got left, Coach?
2, I think. 2 or 3. 2.
2 more. Tag and Kelly in the lead right now with a 4-point tie. Sammy
the
at 3.
Lincoln Loggers. Oh my God, I loved those things.
Was that a toy?
Lincoln
back in the
Logs.
day?
Lincoln Logs were.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like I want to say yes because I know the name Lincoln Logs, but I'm gonna go with no-go. I feel like you're trying to trick my brain here.
I think it's a no-go as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no-go as well.
Man, y'all forcing me to do this just because I have to steal a point and I'm behind, and they all went no go. I've got to go logo here. No, I'm behind too far.
No, coach, they're on to me. It's a no go. I went with the real team in Mike's honor, and then the made up logo and for Nebraska. Although I probably should have gone.
I thought that may be it, and I'm thinking there's no loggers in Lincoln. I would have known
It
that.
just came to my.
we didn't
All right.
we didn't got much to log over here, but it's about corn. But
Wow.
Okay.
All right, last one.
Ooh. I feel like this is more like a rapper kind of thing than a team logo, but I am gonna go. Oh God. I'm gonna go with a logo. I'm probably wrong, but I want to go against what I feel.
It looks too good not to be a logo. I'm going to go logo.
man, I almost want to say that it's not, but color scheme is there. Purple, green, yeah, I guess. I'm gonna say it's a logo too.
So everybody's logo on this one.
I know
mean,
it's
I
close.
Just because I don't
Appalachian
want to be the
Leaves.
only one wrong again, and I have too many points to lose anyway. I'll go logo with you guys.
No go.
Oh.
Dang
Come
it!
on.
It very well may be a logo in this case. I didn't personally make this one, but not a professional sports franchise or minor league franchise of any sort.
So we're old school. So for the very first tiebreaker on the Star We Are Live, we're gonna have a Rochambeau, rock paper scissors. If you don't know what that means, we've got a tie between Tag and K9. So we just need you guys real quick. One round of rock paper scissors.
Can we pull it off live?
Here we go and go. Rock paper scissors, shoot. And Mike.
Oh, Mike won.
I love it.
All right, we got a winner.
I love it.
Hey, can I just say something real quick? Jimmy, you and your reverse psychology made the Eagles win the Super Bowl. So maybe we should not do that anymore.
Don't you put that on me. Don't
I
you
was
tell you that.
about to-
You did talk it up
I
all
was
week.
thinking about that all show, and I'm like, I have to. This is a perfect time to bring it up.
It's like I tell my wife all the time. I don't like to be right all the time. It's a
Oh
curse.
God! Don't say that to a woman. That's my...
Sam, if you don't remember when we did the during the preseason, like right after the draft, when we did the show with Nix and we were guessing the NFL superlatives, do you remember I had Saquon Barkley as runner-up MVP?
I believe so.
Well,
Need a rewind.
I don't
I
mean
need
to
to play a
call these
rewind for
things.
that. Yeah.
It happens.
Hey,
Sometimes.
Coach, we are right on time. All that we have left is a 2-minute spill. Recap this show.
Yeah, I definitely will. Guys, we'll again, everybody in the chat, please give a round of applause. Throw up some thumbs up. Throw up some congratulations. We love that the Cowboys Cave stopped by. Bless us with an hour of their time, guys. It was super cool. Hope you had fun. Hope you had a good time, and hope you're willing to come back. And we're definitely open.
Anytime, man. Love
You guys
being on
rock.
the show.
Yeah.
Awesome. So again, we'll get them out of here, Coach. If you've got that, screen, I've got that music. Again, round of applause and say peace to the Cowboys Cave. Thanks, gentlemen.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. That's super cool. I appreciate
Was
those guys
fun.
stopping by.
Yes.
That's real. That's real. And good points on the Super Bowl. Good takes always from the cave. You gotta love it. And we appreciate everybody stopping by, throwing comments, throwing some love to the chat. Some of the super chats coming in to show support for everybody and what we do as Cowboys content creators. And it's going to be a long off season, but the Star We Are is right here with you. The Cave has always got you covered. Make sure y'all go like and subscribe to everything the Cowboys Cave does, because they're two of the realest fans going hardcore. And so Jimmy's going to get this 2-minute spiel going. So appreciate you, Cuts, for the kind words. And so we'll start this timer.
You got a clock ready?
I do. Boom.
Let's go.
Queued up. All right. Let's see. So, you know what? I'm burning a little of my time, but I think I can get it done. So, real quick, we had some updates. We had some news. Some of the best news that you can find anywhere on the internet from Slim and Sammy. He gave us the deets. She gave us the Jerry talk. She gave us the Dak talk. She gave us the league updates. You don't want to miss your news, so stop by every Tuesday, 6 p.m. I know today's Wednesday, but we switched it up. Why did we switch it up? Because the Cowboys cave jumped on Mr. Mike Tag, Mr. Kelly K9, jumped on and helped us coach up the fans, where we saw some voodoo. We saw some dude do some shoodoo, some voodoo and some shoodoo. And then we saw, and then we had a dad that was just super excited that him and his son got to watch their team win a Super Bowl. Maybe us Cowboys fans out there with kids will get to do the same thing one day. And then we had a little, halftime, and actually, no, we talked free agents. 007, GoldenEye, boom, boom. Who's your free agent? Let us know in the comments. I think you did. The Cowboys Cave let us know who their agents were. You've got T. Higgins out there. You've got Myles Garrett out there. You got Javon Kinlaw out there. All these names. Who do you want? Then we had halftime. We took a break. We blew the whistle. We let you know how you fan responsibly, how you can turn on the notifications, sub, do all the things to support what the Star We Are does. And then we recapped the Super Bowl, or the not so Super Bowl is what it's now being deemed. We recapped why it hurts so much to watch, why it hurts to watch the Eagles win 2 when we haven't done anything in so long. And then, of course, we played a little no-go, where we had a tiebreaker in our first ever Rochambeau rock, paper, scissors for a winner between Mike Tag and Kelly K9, where Mike Tag was the winner of Logo No-Go. And then, of course, your man Jimmy J's hair blessed you up with a 2-minute spiel to recap the show. Thank you so much for participating, guys. It was a good one. I had a lot of fun.
Yes,
Even
sir.
though I wasn't
Outstanding.
here for all of it, I loved watching.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and we
Right.
appreciate you stopping in with the effort, being ill, and still giving us your time and your news and your effort. And it seems you think you're a little frozen there. Oh, you come back. Maybe that's just on my end.
I don't know. I hope not. Anyways,
Sam's telling
For
what
sure.
they got to do, and we'll get out of here.
be smart, be cool, always, always, always fan responsibly.
Later, guys.
I'm a fan of the Star We Are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to the Star We Are.
Hi, this is James Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is the Star We Are live.